Hey, my friends, welcome to this week's episode. Just want to make sure that I'm up and running and good to go. And there you go. So, welcome to today. I'm going to just wait until I hit the hour, which will be very, very soon. And yeah, we're going to talk about why I keep restarting my goals because oftentimes we wonder why. Right? We go after the goals we want. We lay down the foundations we want. We lay down the plan and the outright goal and the system, and then it's like something comes into our life, pressure hits, and we break. And we're like, why does this keep happening? Because my friends, I've been through this loop over and over again. I've been through the loop where it's like, yeah, my life just changes because of something in the external world has happened, and I have to restart. And that's what I want to help you to begin to eliminate today. So, why you keep restarting your goal? First of all, my friend, you are not lazy. You're overloaded and your system is breaking. And when this pressure happens and when these different situations happen in your life, it's because what's going on is internally, you're not prepared. You're not ready for that situation. You're not ready to take on that challenge. Because as driven men, we're highly ambitious. We go after these big goals. We go after these big things and they drive us and they push us to that next limit, but something hits us. And something goes, man, what am I doing? Why did this happen? Why am I restarting again? And it's because your system is breaking. Okay, why is this? There we go. So the real problem. One, you start strong. And we all start strong. We're motivated. We're excited. We go after those goals. And then life hits. Those problems, those things, those pressures, the work, family, personal, whatever it is. Here's a quick story about me. Almost every time in the past that I've wanted to start a gym routine, my mindset would, because as some of you may know, your mind is connected to your stomach. So the way you feel in your gut is because of its transformation from the thoughts that you're thinking. So every time I would create this workout plan, my mind would be like, you know what? You're not going to feel well tomorrow. And I wouldn't feel very well. So I wouldn't start the plan. And that would be part of this process I would go through. And I honestly, my friends, I wouldn't understand it until I began to reset the system in my mind. And then I would be like, okay, how do I create this so I don't fail tomorrow? And I begin to able to do that through the things that I teach. Then you collapse. Okay. So you collapse because of what that pressure is that hit you. And then you restart. And you're like, wow, here we go again. Restarting, high ambition. And this is why you restart. We begin high. We're excited. We're highly ambitious. We have motivation. We're ready to go. And then pressure hits. My friend, though, the pressure isn't that you're restarting. The issue is sustaining under pressure. It's not that you're starting this goal. It's not that you're highly motivated. It's not that you're excited to do this thing or build this life that you want. It's that anytime pressure hits, you stop. And that's what we want to begin to eliminate today. Whoop. So here's the cycle that we all go through. First of all, you start strong, then pressure hits, then that emotional instability rises. I'm not going to go long into this because I just talked about it. And then your discipline drops because you're not motivated to do it anymore. Then that system collapses and then you restart. This is kind of the restart pattern that I've created. And it's very simplified to show you that, yeah, you know what? This is what I feel like. This is what I've been going through many times throughout my life. And when you understand this, you can go, okay, where do I need to break this system? Where do I need to go? Okay, where can I restart? Where can I rebuild? And that is when your life is going to shift. So here's the lie you believe. My friends, we believe that we just need to be more disciplined. We believe that we can go after those goals, but we're not disciplined enough. My friend, discipline fails when capacity is too low. And this is one of my favorite charts to show my clients because when pressure is greater, so I'll go to the top there, when pressure is greater than your capacity, overload and burnout is going to happen. You're going to collapse because you don't have enough capacity to handle that pressure. Now, when pressure is equal to your capacity, you're going to strain. There's going to be constant tension because you're exactly where you should be. But if your capacity is greater than your pressure, you're going to have stability in your life. You're going to be steady. You're going to be strong. You're going to be able to go after those goals and that life that you want. So what we have to do is we have to increase our capacity, because pressure greater than capacity equals problems, or even equal. And we don't want to strain our life. We want to live fulfilled. We want to create that life and that outcome, those goals, and stop restarting. Stop going back to that restart cycle and begin to create that life that we really want. The core law, right? Like I just said, capacity greater than pressure equals stability. Pressure greater than capacity equals stability. That is a typo. It's instability, because you can't have more pressure than what you feel. It's like filling a cup, right? If the cup is full, then it's going to overflow when pressure comes in. But if the pressure is not as great as the capacity, then you're going to be able to sustain that outcome. Your life's operating system. So this is how your life runs. It runs through three phases. First, it starts in your head with a thought, through the mindset, through the things that you believe in, the things that you're going after. Then you transfer it into your heart. You feel that thought, which is your emotional response. And then part three is you act on what you're thinking about. If your emotional response is not strong enough to the thought, your reticular activating system is just going to push that thought away and go, it is not important to me right now. I don't need to think about it. So it doesn't adhere to what you want to do in your life. So we have to make sure that our thoughts are appropriate to the emotion and the actions that we want to take. So if you're not thinking about the right things, my friend, you're going to not go on the right path. So what pressure actually does? So pressure, all it does is create that mental noise. It creates that emotional reactivity. It lowers your energy and it's short-term thinking. When you have that pressure in your life, you're in the moment. So you have to build a system that goes, okay, it doesn't matter if I'm in the moment. If I'm not in the moment, I'm still going to be able to react. I'm still going to be able to respond. I'm still going to be able to create that outcome in that life that I want. Because your system, my friend, is built for good days. We go, okay, how do I want to live my life? What are the things I want to do in my life? How do I want to create the outcome? And we're like, well, I feel great today. I'm highly motivated. I'm going after those goals. So I'm ready. And then pressure hits and you're like, what happened? It's because your system wasn't built for those bad days. It was just built for the good ones, right? It's built for, not for hard days. So the real life solution, building capacity, is not just being disciplined. And this is one of the easiest way that I've showed my clients how to build more capacity, how to build lasting change within their life. First is you have smaller habits. We always go, okay, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to go after this goal. And we're not ready for it, right? Our mind, our body, our physical attributes, we're like, no, I'm not ready to go after this goal. So we have to lower our habits to something that we can manage on those bad days. Emotional regulation. So I'm just checking to make sure. Emotional regulation, feeling that you're ready is not really going to work. You need to make sure that you're regulated, that you understand, okay, how do I feel? If I felt bad, if I wasn't ready to go after these goals and do the things I wanted to do, could I still do them? And that's how you gauge if the habit is small enough. Third is your emotional management. This ties in with that emotional regulation, how you truly feel and how you manage your emotions. Do you get anger quickly? Do you go after, do you lash out? Maybe you're someone that kind of hibernates when you're upset. That's what I do. I try to sleep it off. So where are you and how do you manage your emotions? Because you have to understand that consistency under stress is going to be how you build that life. So I want to run you through a little exercise today called Find Your Collapse Point. So what goals do you do in your life that you keep failing? Right? What are those things that you're going after? Whether it be, maybe you have a business goal, maybe you have a relationship goal, maybe you have a financial goal, maybe you have a health, fitness goal, whatever it is in your life, what is that goal that you keep failing? And then when does it break? When you know when it breaks, you can go, okay, where in that cycle, I think I put no, I didn't. Where in that cycle Does it break? When you're restarting, when you're collapsing, what part of that restart cycle, let's see if I can go back to it real quick. Right here. What part of this cycle, when pressure increases, you collapse then? Or when pressure comes, you're like, I'm okay. But when when I feel emotionally about it, that's when I collapse. Or maybe your pressure's good and your emotional reality is good and your irritability, your emotional instability is good. But then when you're disciplined, you're like, well, I'm not disciplined. And that's when it collapses. You got to figure out where in this pattern that you collapse under pressure. And then you want to, what pressure shows up? So what is the actual pressure that shows up in your life? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel hurt? Do you feel, broken? What is it that actually shows up? How do you feel? And then where is your capacity low? Is it within your health, within your finances? Like, where do you feel that your capacity is low that you need to rebuild and move up? So you want to install that shift. To stop restarting, you start building capacity. And that's it for today. If you want to learn how to build stronger capacity and end that restart cycle, click this link. I'm going to throw up the link to actually get this course. It's free. Sign up, you get instant access, and you can create that life that you're truly going after and stop restarting. Thanks for those who were on today. I'm super excited. Love it. And I will be on next Tuesday, or next Monday. I'll be live as I work on Tuesday. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.